Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Samantha Perry. And there you can see our three racing surfaces. Another beautiful day here in South Florida with a fast main track, firm turf course, and a all-weather Tapeta all the time. And good handicappers. They got the Rainbow Six again yesterday, first time after the mandatory payout, and it paid $42,000.
Yeah, it was really a nice payout considering that the final leg could have been a cinch for a lot of people.
Yeah, you know, and of course we'll talk about that was Kelly Breen's 1,000 victory. We'll talk about that a little later on. So, and Brian and I and Samantha always mention this is a time when you want to play the Rainbow Six. You know, for $28 or $30, you got a chance to win $40,000.
Yeah.
It's a great bet. Of course, when it gets up to the 7 and 8 millions, you got to put a couple more dollars in. So
Exactly.
that takes care of all that early business today. We're going to go right into the first race, and it's going to be on the turf at 5 furlongs. Maiden optional claimers, Philly 3-year-olds. The optional tag is $50,000. We did have a couple of significant scratches in this race with the 4. How about that? And the number 8 solicitation, which was the morning line favorite. But Brian's got a Rainbow's early pick 5 ticket. Excuse me. We'll show you what that is right now. Let's see what he's got. Ooh, $27. We'll talk about this race in a moment. Got some good coverage in race number 2, which She's a Gift. He's using Cucaro and also the 6 Pearl in the rough. Just 2 for him in race number 3. Sort of agree with him with Reserve Not Attained, and he's also using the 6 horse. His single is the number 1 horse in race 4, which I do not have. Let's see.
I don't either. It's the Compass Man, Robert Falcone.
Yeah, 9-2 on the. Oh, that's the horse coming from Europe, I believe it is. Yeah, and then he's got 3 deep in race number 5. Very affordable. $27 ticket. I added that horse at the end with a scratch, but I didn't have it on top of my ticket. So, getting to this first race, we talked about this horse a couple of times. I'm talking about the inside horse, Minxie, who's 15-1 on the morning line. I think that changed because of the scratches in here. A full sister to that stakes winner, Cajun Firecracker, but a half sister to a local turf runner that I know well, Bowtie Affair. Debuts in the grass. Distant 4th in the dirt against those state-bred maidens in January. Mike Yates, I was just looking for a little bit of a price in here.
Yeah, and you'll probably get it with her, maybe not so much now with the scratches, but still, we're still 55 minutes away from post time, so that shall probably change. But Cajun Breeze just not the most productive with first-time turfers, but still, it was a pretty decent run on the dirt.
Well, that's why I was expecting to get 15-1 in a horse. You did go with the number 6, Royal Blood, is dropping to the 50 level after getting floated wide and finishing 5th. That was made in special weight. Yeah,
it was. And that winner of the race, Accomplished Girl, it's a filly that we're all a pretty big fan of for Saffie Joseph, who ran the fastest 5 furlong time that day. She's going to Keeneland next week. So the fact that that filly ran behind her, granted it was very far behind, but I still think that this is a filly that has some talent. You know, when you watch the replay, it says floated. She was kind of lugging out a little bit, Ron, which worries me just a tad bit, but I think as far as the field she's facing today, she could be pretty live.
And the trainer, Carlo Vaccarese, he started about 4 horses here, and they all ran exceptionally well.
Right.
I think he had a couple of wins out of those horses at the championship meet. Now, I had solicitation in second. I thought that was the one to beat. That's not the case. So I bumped up the number 2, Starship Sunrise, who's returning to the turf. It responded to the drop down to the 50 level, maiden optional level, with a second place finish going 5.5 on the Tapeta. Steve Dwoskin, boy, I tried to catch him all championship meet when he always finished second at 20-1 when I had him as my long shot. But the point I'm trying to make, his horses ran fantastic, whether they're coming off 2-year layoffs or not.
Yeah, they did. We were all cheering this horse home for you last time.
Yeah, this was a tough one here. And Miguel Vasquez managing that surface switch today. So really interesting first race. You can see, like Samantha said, I think the odds are going to change significantly as the race betting progresses. Let's flip the page, go to race number 2, a mile. Claimers, fillies 3 or 4 and up. Non-winners of 2 races in life. No scratches in here. And this is where the early pick 4 starts. And Samantha's got a ticket.
I do. And it's a $16 play for me today. I couldn't find a single in this part of the sequence here. We're going to get to this race in just a moment. In race number 3, the 5 is my top pick. That's Barone Sesco for the Pete Walder barn. Race number 4, a bit of a spread for me. It's 5 furlongs. I don't have Brian's single. I might have to go back and look at that. But the number 7, a little skippy, I think that this horse will be very tough. And I do really like the Todd Pletcher first-time starter on the grass as well. And in race 5, the 2 Golden Soda, Pete Walder. Quiet during the championship meet, but I think he's due to heat up again. And $16 for me.
Very affordable, $16 ticket without a single. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Getting back to the second race on paper, and I guess to me at least, well, it's not the morning line favorite. I thought Pearl in the Rough might be the one to beat, who's stretching out to the mile after returning from about a 9-month layoff to finish the stalk, the pace, and fade fifth. Now, was the favorite that afternoon going 7 furlongs. I think the screws should be tightened this afternoon.
Yeah, you can only hope so with the setup like this now. And stretching out a little bit further to the mile distance, I think should be no problem for. And this is a barn who had a very good championship meet.
You did go with the number 4 Disco Queen. We'll have a little further down. This is Danny Peter with Chantal Sutherland in the saddle.
Yep, and this is another athlete who had a really, really good championship meeting, Chantal Sutherland. And this is a horse that has been running the 2 turns at Tampa, now is back to this 1 turn, 1 mile distance here at Gulfstream Park. And although this horse is never had a win at this 1 mile distance, I still think as far as this field goes, she fits here.
And the morning line favorite, let's see if this one's probably favored. No, yours, I think, is favored in the double very early on. The number 3, Kukaro, is returning to the main track at this 6,250 level after responding to the drop down. Ran third against those 8 claimers, going a mile 70 on the Tapeta. Antonio Sano, Jose Morales. This is Antonio's game right here.
Yeah, it is. And it's been a while since this horse, she did get on the dirt last time, but I think that her time could be due here in this spot.
We'll see how she runs. I went to the inside, and so did you with the third horse. She's a gift. She's going to wear blinkers again after stretching out to what has been her best distance. She's had 5 races with a win, a couple of seconds, and a third. After the fourth, against similar going 7 for Lionel Reyes. This horse, I think, belongs somewhere on the ticket.
Yeah, I think she does too. And I'm kind of bummed she got the rail again because last time she was on a bit of a dead rail. But hopefully she can move off a little bit. Lionel Reyes, he's done very well here and does well after the championship meet and during the championship meet. So we'll see what we get.
Oh, he had a great hole last year.
Yeah.
He really, really did. Let's go to race number 3 this afternoon. About 5.5 on the Tapeta. Claim is 4 and up. $16,000. Did have a scratch in here of the one Coop Tries Harder, who I had in second. I don't know if you had that one on top. You were going to go with the number 5, Baron Sesko, who's dropping after following that 12-5 victory. They stepped him up a little last time out. Him up a little last time out.
Yeah, they did. And it was just a bit too much that he could handle here. Now he's back in for this $16,000 tag, and he's facing just so much softer competition. He should be very tough.
The number 6, Reserve Not Attained, is dropping a level after he was halted by Marty Drexler in the 20 claimer contested at 6 furlongs on the main track. How good was this barn? Bruno Schickendance, they were the leading owner at the championship meet. Marty was right there. Boy, he had a great meet. Got Edgar Zayas overseeing the surface switch to the Tapeta today. It looks like a major player in there.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust 8-5, though.
Yeah, well, that's and now with the scratch of the 1,
exactly.
They can even be lower. So maybe you start looking for something besides that. What about Corduroy Road, who's another stepping up to this level after finishing that second against 10 claimers, going 5.5 on the all-weather? Sort of see this as a lateral move. They were all running for basically 6, 10, 16, throughout the championship meets. Carlos David's got blinkers, and he's got jockey Madeline Rowland, second start after the claim.
Yeah, and this is going to be an interesting horse as well. I didn't include this horse in my ticket, but I do think that look at the horse that he ran second against. It Heals the Souls, and tomorrow back-to-back winner on the Tapeta. So that's a pretty classy older horse. I think this is a 7-year-old that he could get things going the right way today.
By the way, I want to show you stat on Marty Drexler, Reserve Not Attained. I skipped over it. Second after the claim, sprints on the Tapeta. He's 17 for 75, 23%, 55% in the money, 167 is the return investment. They do this up in Canada.
Yeah.
That's why he has such a good record. But he's just been 23%. That's what he's been doing since he's been down here, just so you realize that. So we'll see how that horse runs. And like Samantha said, I don't know, it's probably going to be 6-5 with Coop Tries Harder out of the race. We're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket.
And they're off.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Samantha. And race number 4 is going to be on the turf, maiden special weight 3-year-olds. And it is a wide open affair. I know you use a lot of horses in that race, but let's see what the Rainbow Six looks like. Mine is going to be, I believe, $32.40 today. We'll talk about this race. Too deep for me in race number 5. I like Neo fighting there. Banker's Hours. I thought Neo, who's that? Marty Drexler. I'm singling Alley Oop Johnny in that race. I got a stat we're going to show you. Once again, Marty Drexler better have a good day or I'm in big trouble. Got lots of coverage in race number 7 with People's Force, Nova Fola, and Artico. Race number 8, I like the 5 Solardi on top. You got a video with them. Yep. I think they all were in the same race, coming back to run again. And then the last race, just Cantalate, Straight Time, and Paradise Driver. But most of those threes are a little bit of a price. I didn't use the morning line favorite of the 3 in there. $32.40 for me.
It's a solid play there. I like your single. That's my single and the late pick 5 as well. So hopefully Alley Oop Johnny can get it done.
Now, let's hope so. So let's go into this 4th race. And, of course, you got to look at the number 6, Ajab, who's a Shadwell homebred, son of Into Mischief, debuting for Todd Pletcher. And he had 2 in here, and he scratched 1, so that's always a good sign. And this one is up. The barn, well, let's show you the stat. First-time starters, maiden special weight, sprints on the turf. He's 9 for 63, 14%, 46% in the money, $1.15. The point is, this is not his game.
Right.
You know, Todd Pletcher is the greatest, one of the greatest trainers ever, and this is just not what he does that much. But he still wins 14% of the time.
Yeah, and that is saying something here. Now, this is a colt that when you go and you watch his works at Palm Beach Downs, this is definitely a turf horse, the way that he moves. How quick is he? I will find out because this is a short sprint. But it's interesting that this horse was training at Monmouth last summer, which is kind of
really?
a second or a third string type of situation for Todd Pletcher there. But Monmouth Park has a good surface, so I understand probably taking some horses there. And then the horse had a break back here in Florida. I don't know. It could be a bit of a wild card.
You did go with the number 7, Little Skippy. That was my nickname in high school.
Oh, gosh.
No, it wasn't.
I doubt it. Yeah, but Little Skippy, this is a gelding that debuted not too long ago and ran 5th here, gets the bug back on, so getting some weight from the rest of the field, which you do like to see here. Going to have to show a bit more, but I don't think this is a killer race, Ron.
No, yeah, and Prentice Angel Morales, you know, so you get a little break. What about the 5 Cooler King? He's the most seasoned runner in the field. He's wheeling back. He chased the face, and he faded behind that stakes place, Golden Nugget, and next out went a Portofino going 5 for Eddie Plesa Jr. Edgar Zayas named to ride. I don't think you sleep on this horse. Actually, the morning line favorite.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you can either. And by 4-1, the morning line favorite, this is a wide open affair.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's good that you went deep there. We'll see how Todd's horse run. And like I said, it's not his game. We're still going to use him, but it's not his game. Let's go to race number 5. About 5.5 on the Tapeta. Claim is 3 or 4 and up. Non-winners of 3 in life. 12-5 down to $10,000. No scratches, no jockey changes, and we have the late pick 5, and your ticket is here.
Yep, we do, and let's see if we can get it hit on this try. Going to get to this race in just a moment. Like a lot of the betting public, I'm singling with Alley Oop Johnny. This horse just looks too tough here for the Marty Drexler barn. In race 7, the number 6 is my top pick, and my long shot of the day, Nova Fola, will probably get a little bit of a lesser price now with the scratch out of that race. In race 8, I could have hit the A word in this, that's the all button, but I did not. Just am keeping out of a couple of them, but the number 3, XY Speed, second off the layoff, I'm going to take a shot with. And in race number 9, the finale today, a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. They're made in 12.5s, another very wide open affair, but Tepper is my top pick for the Jack Sisterson barn. $40 today.
$40, yeah, and good, because the 8th and 9th race, absolutely
Very
wide
tough,
open.
yep.
You know, let's go with your top pick in your Cold and Soda because you have a video you want to show for Peter Walder.
Yeah, this is this horse running on the Tapeta last out, and I thought it was a pretty good effort. Now, this is a horse that he was pressing the pace there the whole time. Thank you, Bob, there, the number 5 and the blinkers there, and you can't wire a field typically on the Tapeta run. I think this horse ran very well. He was a bit late to switch in to the right lead there. He did it just now and was just outgunned here, but this winner kind of drew away a little bit. He still really didn't give up, which you like to see here. And I just think as far as this field goes, first off, the claim for Pete Walter, this horse fits.
Yeah, and you make a good point because Peter, his barn is starting to get some winners and stuff. Had a slow winter meeting. Didn't start that many horses there. I really like the horse you have in third in here, Neophyte, who's, ran with Banker's Hours. He was second behind Banker's Hours 2 starts back. Now they're going to renew the rival today after responding in the first race after the claim by who? Marty Drexler with a 12-5, 2 lifetime claimer going 5.5 on the Tapeta. They're good winning consecutive races. Sonny Leone in the saddle. So I just thought this horse was the one to beat. And Banker's Hours steps up to the next level, stalked the pace, got the lead that day,
right.
and held on to defeat Neophyte by 5 fails. Going 5 on the Tapeta for Efren Loza Jr. Jesus Rios overseeing the inside paws. Efren Loza Jr. starts very few horses. They all seem to run well.
Yeah, they really do. You have to pay attention to those percentages because they are high here.
Yeah, so I mean, I can maybe I have to go back and look at Golden Soda, maybe give another chance. It's not, to Peter. He's one of those guys I can't catch or can catch.
Yeah.
When I bet, he wins, don't win.
I've been on the wrong side of him.
Sort of like every horse I bet at the championship meet. I had more seconds than anybody in history at the championship, and that's not a lie. Let's go to the 6th race in the mile on the turf. Starter optional claim of 4-year-olds started for 20 or less, or optional tag of 32,000, no scratches. Let's see if Brian singled Alley-Oop Johnny. We'll check out his ticket. Knowing Brian, he's probably got him on there. He's got that. We'll talk about the race. He's also got the 7 Indy Lion. 7th race, just 2 for him with People Force and the number 8 horse in there. That's Artico. And then he's singling in that race the 3. I don't have the 3 singled in that race. Let me see who's that.
It's XY Speed.
Oh, XY Speed,
yep.
The one you had. And as Samantha said, the last race is just, old dart thrower.
Yep, it is. Yeah, completely. Yeah, and he's actually condensed it. So I appreciate the taking the stand there with race number 8. It's tough.
And like your ticket earlier, not that affordable, only $10. So if you want to add another horse, it's $20. It's
exactly.
Simple math. That's the only time I can do. If it's 10, I know when it's 20.
I just throw the numbers out there and check the price later.
Well, you have to keep checking my Rainbow Six upstairs. I got 43.20 down pat.
Yeah.
Anything else I have to add with? I got to use every finger. Getting back to Alley-Oop Johnny, he's consistent on the turf, on the Tapeta. He cuts back to mile. He drew clear to defeat this level of competition, going a mile into 16th on the grass for Marty Drexler. Edgar Zayas at top, this Animal Kingdom gelding. And like you said, he just looks tough for me in there.
Yeah, he does. And he was just so impressive last out, too. And this is a horse that, can you maybe play against? Yes, but there's just more positives than negatives with him.
Continuing with the Marty Drexler show, let's show a stat from Marty. Winner last out, all levels on the turf. He's 16 for 75, 21%. He's over 20 with everything. 56% the money, 179 is the return of investment. So good stats, good horse. And I just think the one to beat in there.
Yeah, he's going to be tough. And, I don't know. A lot of these horses I just don't trust here because there are some other nice horses in this spot. But this Alley-Oop Johnny, he looks very tough.
Well, what'd you see with the 2 Van Duzen?
Van Duzen, this is a horse that gets the blinkers on today. He's a 5-year-old gelding. If you cross out those last 2 races at Tampa and go back to that 3rd starter allowance race, that was a very impressive win. The 2nd place finisher came back to win again. Those were tough horses he was facing last out in that handicap. This is a little bit of a softer field here today. I don't know. I think at 20-1, this is a nice price.
Another horse that Brian used, and I have in second, too, Indy Line, 5th behind Alley-Oop Johnny on the Tapeta, 2 starts back. Now they're going to knock heads again after stalking the pace. Sort of got hurted in the stretch and was beaten only a neck, went second against 35 condition claimers on the grass. Thought it was a really nice race for Shamir Mirage is the trainer. You get Embassy El Jaramillo in the saddle. I think this horse with a little cleaner trip could maybe, I don't know, reverse the previous outcome, but be right there at the wire.
Yeah, he really could. And this is a horse that is drawn well for this here today. And also, what do you do with Venezuelan Triumph? This is a horse that we both don't have in here, but this is an interesting one as well because you go back to the turf form. It's pretty nice, and it's Victor Barboza. This is just a horse I didn't include, but I think we should watch the tote board on this horse, Ron.
Yeah, he runs exceptional. I think he's 2 for 3 on the turf, horse. So, yeah, 7. And number 5, Nerves of Steel, stepping up the competition, he responded to that equipment change. They took the blinkers off, with that claiming victory going going to mile in the 16th for Brendan Walsh. Leonel Reyes going for 2 in a row. They took the blinkers off. It worked.
Yeah, and this horse is a bit of an interesting fellow.
Well, you know him?
Yeah, he's just when people name horses specific things like sweet pony or something like that, they're usually the devil pony.
Right.
This is nerves of steel. He has nerves of like I don't even know, the worst thing ever. He's just a very nervous horse, but we were all shocked that day when he won. And I think he kind of just got the perfect setup. But sometimes horses, when they win that impressively, they kind of keep going. I just don't trust them.
Yeah, well, you know, you got it further down like I did. So
Yep.
we're not rebuilding the wheel here, whatever that saying is. I never get any of those sayings right, actually. So
You know what they say in France, though.
Yeah, we're not going to tell them that. Yeah. Let's flip the page, get out of trouble, and go to race number 7 right now. And this one is about 1.70 miles on the Tapeta. Starter optional claimer for 3-year-olds, started for 25 or less, or the same tag. Scratch the 5 gilding asset. And your long shot is in here. Take it away with Nova Fola, who I have in second.
Yeah, this is going to be a horse that'll be tough today. Kevin Attard here, getting back to the 2 turns on the Tapeta. The sprint last time, just forget about it. It wasn't really that impressive at all. This is definitely a sprinting type of a horse, and it was a nice race. And we've actually got a replay. I'll show it to you. And this was on the Tapeta here. This was 2 races back, so the race I was mentioning. This is him on the lead here and was just kind of pressing the issue the whole way. Now, McMoney was a nice horse for Cheryl Weinball. Unified Weekend ends up winning the race there. Unified Weekend draws away here for the Antonio Sano barn. But these two, Novafola and McMoney, just kind of duke it out for third here. And if you just take out the 4, Novafola ran really well here. I think this is a horse that this was first off the claim, this 5.5 sprint for Kevin Attard. Now he's getting back to 2 turns. All systems go.
And the barn is like 17% with the stretch out, but I agree. The whole year, that's why I got it in second for all the reasons you mentioned. The stretch out was it, the one. The number 8, Artico, is stepping up to face winners after drawing clear. Was the favorite that day to defeat those 16 maidens going to mile and 16th on the Tapeta and won that race by like 6.5 lengths. Does he come back and do it again for Antonio Sano?
Yeah, that was, you don't see that on the Tapeta much, especially these 2 turn events. I don't know what we get from him here today.
Yeah, you know, he's going to get a class check for sure against these people here, you know. So, you know, that's how I see it. Now People Force is where I went, who ran well on the Tapeta at this level in December, goes back to the old weather. He stalked the pace. He finished third against the starter. Optional claimers going a mile in the 16th on the turf. And this one for trainer Guadalupe Preciado. You get Emmanuel Harumi atop the son of Air Force Blue. Thought he was a logical contender. He's 7-5. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's true. And what do you get with them, Ron? You know, we say that horses that run well on the Tapeta, sometimes they can run well on the turf. I tend to disagree with that. Either you like it or you don't kind of a thing. So this is a horse that ran well first 2 outs on the Tapeta, but then found his footing on the turf. What will he think today? I'm just not sure.
Well, you know what? You make a great point, because when you first put in the Tapeta, we knew nothing about it. I mean, as far as that, you had to watch them run on it. And the thought was, if they ran well on the turf and you ran well on the Tapeta, and I never really found that to be an exact science. You know, you make a great point. Either they like it or they don't like it.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. He's a young horse, so switching back and forth, I don't think is a problem at all. I just, like you said, 7-5. He'll be lower too.
Yeah. Race number 8 is going to be 5 on the turf. These are claimers 3 or 4 and up, non-winners of 3 in life, or race since October 7th. So you got triple conditions in here. And you show this race because there's a lot going on in here.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. And let me just set it up here. So Bob, you're an absolute superstar upstairs. They put this together. I know they don't like whenever we probably send this in, but all of these horses are in this race here. Now, Solarity up top took them the whole way. Discreet Tune there sitting the pocket trip behind. XY Speed was on the rail this whole trip, and Elusive Mischief was hung out to dry here. So XY Speed, thank you guys. XY Speed, I felt, ran on really, really nicely. Now, Silent Flash wins the race, the 7. There's Solarity. Now, Solarity is on his incorrect lead there, but still running really well. But look at XY Speed just come flying. Now, was he going to win the race? No.
Right.
Not at all. But I think it was a really good effort. Solardi, maybe you can argue that his speed won't carry him this time. I like Solardi, but I think that XY speed, and I think that Brian's seeing that as well, that Michael Lerman, second off the layoff, this could be a live horse here.
Chantal Sutherland in the saddle. Solardi's been knocking on the door in consecutive races to level. You know, the third start of his current form cycle, but it seems he finished his second a couple of times. So if you could look somewhere else, and you're right about Elusive Missions, who finished in a dead heat for second with Solardi. That was a couple of starts back. You know, moves to the Gustavo Delgado barn after the claim. Chased the pace to no avail, went sixth at this level and distance. So he's another one. The barn, changing barns, he could run well there. Now, what a good day Edgar Perez had yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's the leading rider or co-leading rider.
Yeah, he should be. And this is a horse that's, first off, the claim for Gustavo Delgado. This is a barn that does that very well. And they didn't dip in for a lot of horses this championship meet. So I thought that this was an interesting claim.
Yeah, I think they're about 23%. The other horse that's not been with them is the One Nerve, who's making his 4-year-old debut, the first start since breaking from the rail and never looking back when he defeated those 75 optional claimers here. That was last May. Eddie Pleaser Jr., he's very limited, 2 for 5, 40% with the longer than 180 layoff. He's got Edgar Zayas about, so it's a shaky drop down. Why 35,000?
Right, exactly. Maybe they're just trying to get a race into him. He's a different horse now. He's 4 years old, but 100% in the money on this turf course. And although it's almost a year layoff, 5 furlongs on the grass, you don't have to be 100% fit for this. So watch him for next time. I think he's sneaky. Edgar Zayas in the saddle as well. I use him on my pick 5. My late double would be like $80 here.
Yeah. I mean, you got to use him somewhere, I think. Like, that's why both you and Brian spread in those races. Now, race number 9, we've been sort of telling you how wide open it is. Mile is 16th about. On the Peter Maiden claiming 3-year-olds, 12-5. I ended up with the 4 Cantalate, so I'll start it, who was given some time off after really a frustrating 3-race campaign at this level, which he was disqualified from the maiden victory in November. It was second when the claim was voided in December, and third as the favorite in January. So he's coming back for Jose D'Angelo, hoping the 4th try at the level might be the winning one.
Yeah, that's all you can hope for. 4th try is a charm, right? And has had a little bit of time since that January 27th start. So a fresh horse. And Jose D'Angelo, he's good with these moves, and he's very good on Tapeta.
I didn't use Jack Sissonson's horse, the morning line favorite. I know both you and Brian did, and that's Tepper.
Yeah, just taking such an aggressive drop here. Has hit the board on Tapeta 2 different times, 2 third-place finishes, 10th tries now. That's kind of hard to argue for, but Jack Sisterson, he can get one ready. I trust him with this, and we'll see what we get today.
Well, the number 9 straight timer we both have in second, and we'll tell you why right now. We're stretching out to the mile of 16th on the Twitter after rallying to come within the neck of finally notching the elusive maiden victory. 16 races, no wins, 5 seconds in the third. Carlos Davis as Miguel Vasquez up. Maybe today's the day.
Yeah, 16 tries. These are these horses that are just kind of professional maidens, I like to call them, and so maybe the light bulb will go on here.
Yeah, so you can see just how wide open you can go so many different ways. That is how we see the 9-race card, but we're not done. We have a really fantastic lightning round today. I feel like we're, what do you call that, the shows on 7 o'clock at night have all the business you want to know. And we'll start it off with our 6th track, Santa Anita, who's got really a nice thing. They got the ironic Run Happy Santa Anita Derby with a $3 million pick 6 pool, and they're going to pay it out on that opening day.
Yeah, that's going to be really exciting and a very full field card there. This will be fun.
Yeah, great races. Check that card out. It's really good. And we got some Uptown Funk at Maryland tomorrow.
Gosh.
This is incredible. We're going to have Bruno Mars at the Preakness. I can't wait to see that.
I'm surprised you know who he is because there's just a few people in my generation you know.
Yeah, no, and that's one of them. I told you yesterday, I saw a video. He was so good. I liked him. So you got to get your tickets. That's the plus there, you know. And the infield is going to be rocking. And I actually knew Uptown Funk, which I'm amazed that I did.
That was actually, are you going to be the special guest, the special guest singer?
Well, best bet today.
I believe it is Alley-oop Johnny.
Yeah, Alley-oop Johnny, and my best bet, I believe, is Alley-oop Johnny, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yep.
We've got a carrier. Your long shot?
Nova Fola.
Nova Fola,
Yeah.
and mine today is in race number 1, and that is that horse. We're going to start it off at Minxie at 15-1, 7-1 on the board right now. We just got this information. We're going to show you why the Barrio was going to headline the Grade 1 Carter Handicap at Aqueduct on Saturday. I don't know. We're going to show you the replay. He was so impressive that day,
Yep.
but I think he spiked the fever.
Yeah, sometimes when these horses ship, they can catch a fever going into some cooler weather. We heard that he is going to be a scratch here, but that was an impressive victory on his comeback here.
That was his comeback. So, and he's not going to be out long. It just looks like.
Yeah, just a short period of time, and hopefully we'll see him back here.
You know, then we have on Sunday right here, of course, it's going to be Easter. By the way, happy Passover, happy Easter for whichever one you celebrate. And we got the Easter brunch here at 10 Palms with a complimentary mimosa. So, you know that Samantha and I are downstairs. If you guys upstairs feel like calling us.
Bringing one down, yeah.
We don't mind. We'll find time to have it. And we ended the day with, Kelly Breen notching his 1,000th career victory. It took him a while. So there it is right now.
Yep, Gentleman Jerry there. It was impressive.
Yeah. Here he comes, the 4. And they
He's been waiting on that one too.
Yeah,
huh?
it took a little while, and great to hear Pete. We never usually get to hear him on there on the show. That was pretty nice. So congratulations to Kelly Breen, and as Samantha noted, his hat matched his jacket yesterday. He was looking sharp.
He was very sharp. He was excited for that victory. It was a long time coming. I felt like we've been staring at that sign for a few weeks in the office, the 1,000th win, but I think just a matter of time before it's 2,000.
Yeah, we kept watching New York Aqueduct there until he got it, but he got it here, which is good because he spends the winters here. That's it for us. We're going to turn it over to Pete Aiello in a little while. And of course, we'll be joined throughout the day with Brian, and we'll be back, right?
Yep.
See you later.